Okay, so we're back. Um, all the links and everything to the tools and everything that I'm going to send you, I'll send you via Messenger on Facebook.
Okay.
So you'll have reference to those. So don't worry about trying to remember names or any of that stuff. I'll just send that to you. Okay, so I think probably your first stop is obviously going to be YouTube and watching videos like how to set up a channel, getting into your creator studio, and all of those things. There are a couple of really good YouTube creators. Tim Schmoyer is good. Daryl Eves is good. They're both YouTube certified, and they've got a truckload of videos that go over how to make your videos, the technical backends. I would just suggest that whenever you have time and you're relaxed, peruse their channels, and I'll send you the links to their channels. And they've got videos that cover everything. Absolutely everything. Gear, how to edit, how to do all that stuff, what they use, all those things. And I'll let you do all of that stuff. And just take your time, write notes, do whatever, and all of that stuff. But starting with YouTube. But with regard to the video editor, I use a couple of different things. I use Vegas Movie Studio 16. It's only $49. You can do a lot with it, like effects and transitions and things like that, and edit your videos to where you can tweak the color and brightness and contrast and all that stuff. There's that, and the video editing thing that I use. It's a lot higher price. It's around $300. It's called Camtasia. And what I'm able to do is I'm able to do the video stuff like I was talking about, but it's more for screencasting and things like that. I wanted to say that just in case you were looking at, this thing, and it's like, well, Robert, is that Vegas? No, it's not Vegas. It's Camtasia. But this is a thing that you'll probably be using or something similar that, and you'll be able to find. The free stuff is fine for free, but we both know you kind of get what you pay for. Yeah. So you're going to have to invest a little bit if you're wanting to do this. And this is good long term because you can use this forever on a computer. And there are lots of video tutorials on YouTube that show you how to do it for beginners. So you'll be able to get from there. All of these things I'm talking about, they have tutorials for beginners on YouTube. You're already all familiar with the platform, just in your spare time, just start looking at that. But Vegas is one. There are lots of other ones. And the Tim Schmoyer, Daryl Eves, those two channels, they're going to tell you the video, both good free ones and paid ones, and all that stuff that you could use. So
somebody told me that, what do you call it? Windows has one.
It does. Movie Maker, I believe is what it's called. And if that works for you, fantastic. You got a free one that works. So you might want to play around with that. And look on YouTube to see how to use Windows Movie Maker or whatever it's called. Okay. For me, I don't, because what I'm wanting to do with it is a little bit more in depth and it doesn't have the tools. But for someone such as yourself, that may be the only thing that you're needing, So.
Well, when I was in college, I was the oldest graduate at NCMC.
Yeah.
When I did that. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I loved doing and I can't remember what they're called. They were just photos, and you could manipulate them and make them. What do you call that?
Slideshows, kind of.
Yeah.
Okay, and you put music to it, maybe, and transitions and all that.
Well, there's in Office, there's a thing that you use, and you could make the pictures fade in or out or come in.
Sounds kind of like PowerPoint.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, well,
I
really enjoyed that,
mm-hmm.
and I would just spend hours. It was one of our final grades,
mm-hmm.
and we would show them to the other students.
And I'm glad you said that. Just to segue off of the technology thing a little bit, when you're doing anything related to your channel, whether it be crafting your videos, whether it be learning about stuff on YouTube. When you're doing anything, when you start getting frustrated and ticked off, stop. You don't want to create a condition where when you are approaching your channel that you are having bad memories about your channel. So, and you're not a business anymore. You're not this. You don't have to do this. You want to do this. So take your time with it. Like during commercial breaks, whenever you're watching TV, go watch a video, about this and this. Or if you're cleaning around the house or puttering or doing whatever, have that stuff rolling in the background. And whenever do it while you want to. That way you're building up, positive neuron development as towards your channel. And you learn a lot more whenever you really are wanting to learn. You say you enjoyed PowerPoint. Well, what that do? That made you want to learn more about how to do stuff. Yeah. It's the exact same thing. So that's just a little side note. Whenever I get ticked off and, I can't get this, I can't get that. And if I start getting mad, it's like, done. And I just walk away and I go watch The Simpsons or something. Yeah. But in any case, okay. So if the Windows Movie Maker works, that's great. Don't worry about this. I'll send you the link to it anyway, as well as the 2 YouTuber channels. And there are other video solutions out there. I'm just showing this as an example.
I just thought it would be good to start with something simple.
Right.
And then I could move up as time goes on.
Good for you. Okay, now one of the things with doing the vlogs, it's a good idea to have something else going while you're talking, and usually music works. Okay, but YouTube, from the standpoint of their copyright stuff, they're pretty strict. You can't just slap down some Jay-Z or whoever you want in the background, and that video would still work. They're going to get you. And so for me, I do my own music. That way I don't have to deal with copyright. This guy, Kevin McLeod, I believe, sorry if I get the name wrong, but he's a musician and he has his own video, his own music stuff that you are able to use in your videos and you won't get in trouble. And you can even, whenever you get to the point where you can monetize, you can still monetize your videos and get into that. And the nice thing about this site, a lot of YouTubers use his music. This is the nice thing that you can do on his site, is you're able to do a search on the mood and on like the tempo and the style that you're wanting to do. You're able to do, or you should be able to do, a search on here where you can say, okay, I want something that sounds like jazz. I want something that has like about 3 to 10 minutes. I want something that has a tempo or, a beat of this. And it's able to whittle down the music, and you're able to download it and you're able to put it in your video. Now you have to put in the description, credited to and his stuff, and he'll have that there for you. But this is a good site. I went ahead and bought his entire library along with the music that I do. But what I'm saying is that for your type of video, it would probably be a good idea to have some music lightly playing in the background. That way, if you're having some pauses in your video, uncomfortable silence is uncomfortable, and it's a sure way of getting your audience off of your video if it doesn't have something going on in the background. So places like this, this is good royalty-free music. You're able to monetize it, and he's got a lot in his library. So you can go through all that stuff. But I would suggest that you have some music going on in the background. Not drowning out your vocals, just something playing in the background. I've got it on mine. And like for me, I just make my own. That way, if shifting sands change on the landscape of YouTube and suddenly my videos get a little too controversial, those artists can't say, well, I don't want my music playing on his videos. That's why I make my own. I try to make all of my own stuff. But in any case, this is another resource for you to be able to get some background tracks for your videos. Now, on to the cool tools. Keywords everywhere is something that really you need to have. Now, it is a free browser extension, and it gives you the ability to be able to access keywords and keyword phrases that are similar and shows you what other people are looking at as well as the number. So we're going to go back to Google. It integrates with Google, so it's getting all the data from Google. So it's not like a third-party source where you're looking for stuff. So let's go ahead. Let's see if we can.
Imagine
no.
if we had computers in high school.
Oh yeah.
Our term papers would have been improved a lot.
Oh yeah, as well as probably grammar and all that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what shows up. I get this extra little bit of information. With this particular search phrase in Google, I have 64,500,000 results. Yeah, 64,500,000 search results that are there. Okay, this is on the Google side. This is sort of because you want to search through Google, not just YouTube, to see what the search results are looking like. But in addition to this, you have related keywords. Water fasting diabetes. Can a diabetic fast for 24 hours? You have all of these that are here. So what you can do is you can take all of these and put them into your search in TubeBuddy like I showed you and see how that works for your channel. So again, a tool to be able to help you take the guesswork of what's working and bring it down to metrics that are measurable. That's the thing.
I had no idea that all this was available.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that's what these other YouTubers have got millions of subscribers. That's what they use. And they use other tools too, paid stuff, but they can afford it. For me, it's, I got to use the free stuff. Keywords Everywhere allows you credits. They call them credits for keywords. Like this particular thing, I've used up probably 7 keywords or 8 keywords. I went ahead and paid $10 to get 100,000 keywords. For me, my YouTube is a business, and I take that AdSense revenue and I put it back in towards getting this and paying for all of my tools. So and all that. So you got to determine, are the tools going to be worth it where you're starting off right now? Because you don't want to be getting into subscriptions and buying into heavy equipment or software and stuff. If you can't afford it, start off simple and just work from there.
Tim told me yesterday, he said, Mom, I can see someday you're going to have a GoPro.
Maybe. If it works for you, that could be an additional thing. But from the standpoint of these tools that I'm showing you here from the internet side, these are things that you really should have. They're going to make your videos a lot better. I wish that I had these whenever I first started off, because it would have made things a lot simpler. Okay, so Keywords Everywhere. And again, I'll put the links in the description. So you go through this, and it goes into related keywords. So you've got that to be used as a tool. You also have TubeBuddy, and we went through all this. Yeah. It gives you a truckload of tools. I mean, the keyword planning tools. It tells you what, your search volume, your optimization, your competition. It goes into all that stuff, so you're able to better craft it. And it's something that has different tiers. Start off on the free and see how that works. But eventually, you're going to want to start paying. I mean, just to get more perks and stuff like that. Another thing to look at. And this is a free tool as well. Google Trends. This is great. So we're going to do a trend search and see how things are working for how do we want to do this? Because this is what you need to look at from the standpoint of what you want, like your channel title or your channel subject matter to be. Let's see. Diabetes. I can't spell. Yeah, there we are. Diabetes. Okay. Okay, it's going to give me that type of stuff. So what we can see going into Google Trends, we can see over the past 12 months that this has a pretty high search ranking within this. But we can also compare, I'm going to go ahead and get this so I don't have to type it anymore. We can also compare diabetes, type 2 diabetes. And we can compare the two. Okay, so that we know that's going to be a generalized keyword, and the type 2 diabetes is getting specific. So let's remove that one, type 2 diabetes, and let's look at, let's see, control. Okay, and let's do type 2 diabetes cure, right? And that's another one that we can look at. Let's get rid of this one because that's too generalized. We're going to remove that. Cure. Okay, so the cure has a higher rate than the control. Let's do what you were talking about. All right, yeah, reversing. Okay, not so much. Now, see, this is an example of we think it's good, I think it's good, but the search results over the last 12 months say no. Your big thing is going to be type 2 diabetes cure. Yeah. So you want to craft it. Now you can go back. This is for the past 12 months. You can go into the past like 5 years. How has this trended over the last 5 years? And it'll give you your graph. So you can kind of see what's going on. But you can also, I mean, this is for all categories. We can get into, let's see, beauty and fitness. So you're probably going to be getting into fitness. Yeah. So we can see how this works. But in any case, getting back to this, we can see that if you craft your channel around the type 2, I'm just saying, what is it? What type of diabetes do you have? Okay, type 2. So you want to craft your channel around the idea of type 2 diabetes cure. Now, you don't have to name it that, but it needs to be type 2 diabetes cure. Okay, and then you can play around with your keyword phrases with using those 3 keywords in the title. You know, and then you can find out which ones are excellent. And then you also want to look at using this type of thing within your description or within your title. Now, you can't use type 2 diabetes cure all the time, but you can craft it to where within the description, and it does do a search from your description, you know, you can craft that in there so that it's popping up. And see, with the trends, what it shows you is, if we're looking at the red, these things are trending in California, Texas, Florida, all, you know, these coastal states. And these are the things that you can look at. So when you're looking at trending, what you can start to do is you can say, okay, this is like popular in California. So because it's popular in California, and I'm not saying ignore the country, but your main searches for this type of thing are occurring in California, Texas, New York. So what you want to do is you want to say, okay, I'm going to publish at a time when my audience is going to be getting off of work. This is where we get into the research. Okay, who's your audience? Is it 18 to 24, 25 to 34? Are they retired? All of that stuff. And see, that's where you can get into your channel analytics and find out who your audience is. So let's say you do like, you post up your videos and things like that. And through all the videos, and you go a couple months into your channel and you say, okay, I'm going to look and see who my audience is. And you look back there and you find out that, oh, it's not just females. I have more males doing this. I have, or for you, it's probably going to be more women because you're going to be in front of the camera. Yeah. It's probably going to be more women. But my women are coming from California. So your main audience is going to be coming from there. What's their age group? Okay, it's going to be like 35 to 49 people. Okay, they're still working. So I want to publish my video whenever they are either going to work or on their lunch break or coming after work. And there are sites that show you the best times to publish related to your demographic. This is the research I'm talking about here.
And those states are where the most doctors are that do fasting stuff.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's probably what's going on. So you're going to want to target those states whenever you do your videos. And especially whenever you're doing, and I'll show you this real quick. Let's see if I can show you from my YouTube with the videos. When you do your videos, you can put in location. So, if it's a clinic, is it a well-known clinic?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. What you're able to do with that is you're able to tag the clinic and the location. I'll show you what I mean here. This is the thing that you can, what's called geotagging. You can geotag your location in the video. So people who are looking to go through fasting, you can geotag the address to the clinic that you're going to. That's going to help really narrow down your people. And I mean, it's going to narrow it down because people who are thinking about going through this, they may look for the clinic on there. What's the name of the clinic?
True North, one word, TRUENORTH, Health Center.
Okay. Let's see what happens whenever we do.
And it's Santa Rosa, California.
Okay. I'm doing multiple things at once and it's slowing down my system. Okay, True North Health Center? Okay. Okay, this is another thing. See the drop-down list? All of these things, and this occurs in Google and in YouTube, these are most popular search terms that people are inputting in there.
Oh.
Yeah, this is the thing. So whenever you start doing that, it starts autofilling all the stuff. So this, I didn't have to go very far. So True North Health Center. So 14-day water. Okay, so great. So you're going to want to use...
That lady is, she's German, and she's got some horrible disease I've never heard of, but she's gotten out of her wheelchair and can walk around now.
Okay, so look at this.
Yeah.
These are the types of videos, and see the person's in front of the camera. I really think that probably you want to, within your title or your description or your thumbnail, you're going to want to tag this, because this is research results that aren't going to be good for me. Your search volume isn't very high, but big whoop-de-doo, because you're targeting a specific location, a location that is associated with fasting for diabetes. So you're going to want to use that as a deal. So I want to take a look at the tour. Let's take a look at the tour. I want to see what this video looks like.
All right, so here we are at True.
Okay. See, they're not tagging. They're not tagging. But you can do that. If you go into, like, let's see, one of mine. But I wanted to show you, when you tag, this is what pops up at the very top. It's in Trenton. So if I were to click on Trenton, it's going to pop up all the videos that are coming out of this location. So this is going to be good for your audience, that if they are honestly thinking about doing something like that, and they want to know where you go, all they have to do is click on that, and not only will your videos show up, but other people's videos. And what that's going to do is that's going to create your audience. I'm sure that all the videos that were in that search of people, they're probably watching each other.
Yeah.
And if they've been cured, then they're going to be sharing each other's video. So there's your homegrown audience right there. I honestly think that, you know, with the trends like I showed you, the type 2 diabetes cure, and that that site, that True North Health Center, you really need to use those two within your titles, your descriptions, your thumbnails, your keywords, you know, in doing this, because that's really going to narrow things down. really going to narrow things down for you. I think you could really start propelling yourself. And I mean, of course, sharing it with other people who are going through this, but, you're going to get your people. Let's see. Oh,
there's another doctor who has a clinic in the same city, but he doesn't use fasting.
mm-hmm.
He uses just plain diet.
Yeah.
And the thing about True North, that Medicare will help you.
Well, that's something else too. I mean, answering those questions that people probably around your age are going to want to know.
Yeah.
I tried it. My middle sister, Beverly, she's into scuba diving. Okay, she's got her certification. She's a master diver and has done all this stuff. And I mean, I try to tell people, you should do a YouTube channel. You should do this. And I've told her the same thing. And I say, you need to do your videos, and you need to geotag your videos, because scuba divers are going to be looking at dive sites and doing all this. But not only that, she should be doing a diving class, because she tells me that there are diving videos that are on there, teaching how to dive, but they're all done by men. I said she could do one, because it's for a woman, because women have different considerations, I guess. But there are women divers out there, and they would feel more comfortable with a woman talking to them about this stuff. And plus, she's at an age range where she has to consider some things. She's had the case of the bends. She could develop an audience. Of course, she doesn't want to, and I understand that. That's work. But it's things like that to really think of and ponder and consider when you're doing your stuff. I think your channel could really do well with that. But it's something that's important.
Yeah.
And this is important for other people too.
Oh, way important.
And I think that you doing this is going to help other people.
Well, that's what I think. And I've often wondered what my purpose in life is,
Mm-hmm.
And I've talked to several people, even ministers and stuff, and they said, well, whatever it is, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel like I haven't, made a difference. And when I was young, I said, I want to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I feel like I haven't.
Oh, I think you have, but you don't know it. In my own life, there have been people that have influenced my actions and my way of thinking, that have just said something. My wife, love my wife. She's influenced a ton of kids while she was at the school. There are kids that I've seen that are several years after that ask me about her. She has had an influence. From her perspective, she thinks she didn't do anything. She just played the piano and helped them with their stuff. But kids have come up to me and said, well, Mrs. Wimer said this. Mrs. Wimer said that. And she doesn't remember. So to her, it was just like a thing. But to other people, that one thing sort of changed the way that they do things. I get the feeling that you probably have done the same thing. With your cakes, with things that you've done in the past, with your circle of friends. I think you've had more of an influence than you probably know. And this is going to be yet another thing that you're going to be doing. You're going to be influencing people that you not only know you, but who don't know you, because you're authentic with all this.
And that's the thing about the YouTube. The ones that seem real,
Mm-hmm.
those are the ones I like.
That's right. And that's right. I mean, they're not being salesy. They're not trying to pitch a whatever. They're just telling their story.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, telling your story. Now, before we draw this to a close, from the standpoint of YouTube, when you get to the point of where you're publishing, and again, this is being recorded, so you don't have to worry about remembering it now. When you do this, of course, do your research and doing the things that I'm telling you about, and I'll write those things down so that you can, take a look at that. But also, when you do your videos, you're going to be there for 21 days. You're probably going to have, let's say you're going to have like 25 videos within this first thing. Do not publish them all at once.
Well, and I don't really want people to know that I'm not home.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about after the fact,
Yeah.
whenever you're there. I mean, that's the way YouTubers do it. They do their film shooting day and then they publish it, and you think that it's happened right then, but it happened like several weeks ago or
Yeah.
whatever. But what I'm saying is that whenever you get all your videos, whenever editing and you've done all your research, YouTube allows you on the back end to be able to schedule your videos. So let's say you have 25 videos with this first thing with fasting. You know, your pre-videos, your post videos, and the fasting videos. You can set it up to where like, okay, I want to post 2 videos per week to happen on Monday and Friday evenings at 6:30. You can do that. You can lay all that stuff out. It's a day's worth of work to be able to do that. You upload, you do your title, your tags, your description, your thumbnail, all that stuff. You can do all that stuff, and you can schedule it on specific times and specific days and just walk away and leave it. I would suggest that for you, because what you're wanting to do in your publishing thing, you want YouTube, however far you're going to do with it, you do not want it to interfere with your life. You want to live a life. You don't want to say, well, I can't go with so-and-so because I got to upload video. You want to be able to have it to where you publish like maybe once a week or once every other week or once a month. There are YouTube channels that have scads of subscribers. Their videos have lots of views. Everyone's watching them. They only publish like every 3rd week, one video. And it's like 2 minutes. But see, those people have a life outside of YouTube. And that's the thing that I would suggest. You're wanting to do more with this. That's great. Then start setting up your schedule now. When you want to publish, how often, and all that stuff, so that you have a life afterwards. And if the thing picks up, that's great, but it's an additive. It's not your main life. Because there is such a thing as YouTube burnout. It's a very real thing. It has killed a lot of creators out there. I mean, literally killed a lot of creators. There have been creators that have committed suicide because they can't keep up with the schedule. And these are the creators that are putting out like 2 videos a day. I'm like, how can you do that and have a life? Because for my little 4-minute videos with research, with thumbnail planning, with all that stuff, I am spending probably about 3 hours.
Well, you know, people say it takes hours to edit sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
So.
For you, I don't see that. If you're doing a vlog and you're just slapping some music on the bottom there, maybe adding some titles here and there and all that stuff, it's not going to take you long to do editing, and that's good.
I keep thinking of Clint Eastwood and the Good, Bad, and Ugly music.
That Marconi, was that his name? My dad was a big fan of his. He did the spaghetti westerns.
Oh, I love that music.
Mm-hmm. You might get in some copyright issues with that. But yeah. But see, the music that you choose will be your theme music. It will be. I mean, that's something to consider as well. I know I've hit you with a truckload of stuff.
And I loved it.
Well, and you're gonna have the video, and you're gonna have the links, and the search phrases that we looked at, and things like that, and you're gonna have reference to be able to go through that. What I would suggest now is, directly after this, either take it easy or just mull over and do stuff, and then come back to it, and then from this time on to the first time, whenever you're ready to do your YouTube channel, I would just be kind of in learning mode. Learning about your video stuff, all the stuff that I've gone over, and just take your time with it.
I think the most critical thing now is to know how to put my camera on top of the computer,
Mm-hmm.
and then video it, turn it on and save it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how to do that.
Mm-hmm. And write all that stuff down. I mean, if you can do, you don't have to do that right now, or you want to put that
I
down.
want to sit that down.
Okay, here, I'll take it for you and put it on the desk. Write all your questions and stuff down. That's what I do. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. But I write all the tasks that I want to do down.
Yeah, I make lists like that.
Okay. and then, write out the answers to them if you want.
Well, can I get the computer out and have you show me how to do that?
Yeah. Let me go ahead and stop this, and we'll go from there.